Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the movie The Commuter that I watched on, Showtime, Paramount Plus. It's called a weird fucking thing. It's one of the, Showtime fucking things that's fused with Paramount, whatever. So, this is the Liam Neeson movie that, incidentally enough, also has Game of Thrones actors in it, MCU actors in it, a lot of different kind of people in it. It's like, okay, so is this more of an action movie? No. This is kind of a thriller, but it does have action scenes. One that is kind of just like, that's in a too small of a space and is too kind of fucked up. And then later on gets kind of just kind of ridiculous on certain kind of shit. But the beginning of the movie is where the problems kind of start, and then it kind of evens out when it goes from there, because we are introduced to Liam Neeson's character, Michael McCauley, and his wife and son, as we're going through pretty much their lives, as we see that his son's getting ready for college. He's got difficulties with his wife as he's then dropped on the commuter train, and that for the past 10 years, he's pretty much been an insurance agent. He is an ex-police officer. He goes pretty much talking to people about insurance, but then gets let go because he's not pulling in as much money as he needs to. And it's like, well, fuck you people. All right. So he pretty much stops at this bar and gets a drink with his ex-partner, Murphy. And incidentally enough, Sam Neill's in this, which I thought was kind of crazy because we learned of his passing. And it's like, fuck, I didn't expect that to happen. So he's the captain. Now we see Murphy's a lieutenant. He's like, hey, you should lean on your friends if you need help or whatnot. He's like, I don't know what's going to be going on, because his wife called and he didn't tell her that he had gotten fired. And it's like, okay, what the fuck did that do? No, thank you. And still try to figure out what's kind of going on. We also see that he's kind of going through the train as well. Sees this one dude, who's from Breaking Bad. They have a little kind of conversation going on, and that he's kind of friends with them because he's been doing the same commute for 10 years, but they don't know each other. So he pretty much finds a way to sit down. We see that him and his son are going back and forth reading different kind of books. This becomes important as it pretty much becomes a gateway for this Joanna woman to talk to him and everything like that. We see that his commuter friend is like, that woman is eyeing the fucking shit out of you, man. I don't know why, but we see that he's been reading Wuthering Heights, other kind of ones, and it becomes important because of another character pretty much reading a book and what links up with that. So he's reading Steinbeck. Joanna pretty much proposes this thing of okay, hypothetical. You have to do something. Just one tiny little thing. And it doesn't affect you in any way, but it could potentially affect someone else. Would you do it? What's the reward? $25,000 up front, and then another $75,000. Pretty much bringing the total to $100,000. It's like, shit. And of course, she is supposed to be this great person that can read people and everything like that. It's like, all right, let's see what's kind of going on here. Locating this person named Preen, and that they've got a bag that they probably stole something. You just got to put this GPS tracker on there, and you're done. And it's like, all right, that sets off the inciting motion and everything. But as the movie progresses, you kind of understand what's kind of going on, because we see this illusion of this one city planning person that had committed suicide, and that it's under kind of shady circumstances or whatnot. It's like, okay. We also see that there's this dude that's a stockbroker that's kind of giving a misdirect. It's like, yeah, whatever. And of course, Liam Neeson tells him to fuck off because of him being from Goldman Sachs and what happened with the '08 crash and everything. But the thing is, he's not really given much to go on. We pretty much then see all the we had a little bit much of what was happening with the other let's see, this is 105 minutes. I forgot to mention in the other review how long the other one was, but it's not that long. It's that one was 2 hours. This is 105 minutes. We get enough of most of his daily commuters to understand what's kind of going on with these other ones, as he then starts working on the new people that are in there. Stockbroker dude, Yelena from the MCU. He kind of gets to her first, pretty much looking at her bag, sees that there's a lot of fake IDs, and that she's holding it for her boyfriend. He's like, "Listen, get a better boyfriend." And later on, she eventually dumps that kind of shit and everything because he starts going into kind of protect mode because Joanna misjudged him. And is like, "You doing some stupid ass shit." We see this one dude who is late for the train decides to kind of pop up. It's like, oh, okay, we get the kind of first red herring kind of thing as he's kind of moving around. We see that Liam Neeson has a kind of fight scene with him before he's able to actually put the GPS on his bag. But he sees later on that Joanna is able to get in contact with him because he utilizes one of the other passengers' phones that he kind of knows to call Murphy and be like, there's some weird ass shit going on here. Of course, he took the money, and Joanna's like, you took the money, you fucked it up. It's like, you give me this stupid ass fucking name that isn't their name. You don't tell me what's in the bag. There's this one dude like, fuck off, man. It's like, I don't know what else to tell you. You didn't give me shit to go on. You better find them. It's like, shit. So he pretty much then starts to kind of go around and tries to find these people. He sees this one dude, but learns that he's pretty much a commuter as well as has a day pass. They're supposedly going to Cold Spring, so he's got this kind of time limit on how to kind of get there and stop them. So he gets through Yelena. He gets the FBI agent person. He almost gets fucking tanked out because they had people that are like, he's doing some weird shit and fought with his motherfuckers. Like, what the fuck's kind of going on here? Before lying next to the dead body to hide out from the cops that are like gunning the train, but then he gets out, loses the $25,000. It's like, ah, shit. We also see that let me see. Walt was the dude from Breaking Bad, which is kind of funny. But see, he's the first kind of the first passenger casualty because John is like, you better listen to me because we see that he gets pushed in front of the this bus and killed. He, of course, has his wife and son threatened and can't get in contact with them. And we see that Shuri from Black Panther gives him his wife's wedding ring. It's like, shit, fuck, all right, how's this going to go on? So it then starts pretty much engineering a scenario where all the passengers are then put in one train, pretty much taking out the AC. And he sees that the conductor trying to do searches for people's kind of stuff, going for this one nurse to kind of look at her kind of stuff, but sees that things are going a little bit weird. Murphy also gives him the information that this person is a key witness in the death of that person, and that he's kind of being set up. Okay, we already got that. And we see that the person with the guitar is pretty much the hitman in here, and that he takes out the people that Macaulay identifies. We then get their kind of fight scene. That's actually a pretty decent fight scene. Even though this isn't what this should be, it does well enough to see him kind of taking him out and like throwing him out the kind of train for what's going on. Before it escalates into the end game where they pretty much try and use him as the scapegoat and pretty much are just going to kill all the rest of the people on the train and derail the train. It's like, all right, I don't know why you didn't kind of try and go that before, as we've also seen scenes intercut that where Perrine is supposed to get off is there are some FBI agents there to protect them. As we then see Michael kind of losing his shit and being like, fuck, alright, cool. He is able to take the gun from the hitman and pretty much tries to get everybody like on the same page. Figures out that the one chick that pretty much you're like, okay, it's probably her. She's the one. She was involved with the dude. Let me see. Sophia. So they kind of want to put her in witness protection. She is codenamed this because she's reading the Scarlet Letter. It's like, all right, cool, fine, whatever. As she pretty much lays down the information that these cops were the ones that pretty much killed the dude, saying that, like, you're trying to be noble, but fuck that shit. It doesn't work. It's not worth it to be noble. And keep that in mind. It's like, okay, Murphy's been acting kind of dodgy. Let's kind of see what's kind of going on here. So we see that they are able to pretty much decouple the train. However, one of the conductors gets killed in this, but Michael and the rest of the train pretty much works out. He tells them all to kind of like paper these windows and everything, and like watch it. He's trying to get everybody out without getting them killed. So we see that Murphy is sent in as the hostage negotiation. We see that he's got this tag on him to pretty much identify him so that way the snipers don't kill him. Murphy's pretty much trying to like talk him down. He's like, I'm trying to get people out of here without getting them killed. Before, of course, he lays on the line that Sam was able to call like the whole noble thing. Everybody in the train's like, fuck this shit, fuck this shit, fuck this shit. They're like, fuck me. And this is still trying to protect like the shadowy people that we have nothing about. But it's like, all right, fine. Of course, they then start fighting and everything. And Mike is able to get the tracker off of him, and he's still got the gun, but the sniper takes him out. Incidentally enough, shooting him more in the side where the bulletproof vest doesn't cover. It's really kind of weird because you would thought they would have probably went for a headshot, which would have like taken out the whole kind of bit of like I thought they were trying to take down or stop the threat. Now, I would think that if you wanted to kind of stop someone or whatnot, you would try and do something to kind of like limit their mobility or whatnot if you're attempting to peacefully and non-lethally take out the situation. But if you're trying to go for a lethal kind of takedown, shooting them in the center of mass, like, you would think they would probably go for a headshot more if you're trying to end the threat, more than like center mass shot, especially since it would have probably not taken him out. But we had seen that they were trying to red herring that the captain is the bad guy, but we learned that like he's not. Everybody gets off and it's fine. The one dude with the phone is like, you call that man a hero and shit, man. All right, hero. Of course, the captain's like, hey, we kind of missed you on the force and everything like that. And his wife and son kind of pop up, and we get to the end, and they're on a Chicago train, and Joanna is reading the Count of Monte Cristo. And, of course, he brings up the Count of Monte Cristo as well, and then we see that he is a detective. I'm like, yeah, but that was in, like, New York, and now how does he have jurisdiction for anything here? Like, preparing to arrest her and all that kind of stuff. But we also get that Sophia is put into contact with the people that she needs, being like, oh yeah, Mike, all right, cool, we're good. And everything's all kind of worked out. He, for some reason, has the incriminating evidence at a certain kind of point, but I'm like, wouldn't that go with Joanna? Not Joanna, Sophia. It's like, I don't know. Like, this was decent enough and gave you at least enough kind of work of, all right. The thing is, I think it gets a little bit too much into itself of trying to juggle and try and misdirect too many times, which is definitely interesting that I chose to watch this and the Sheep Detectives, because that one was less interested in doing the whole kind of cup game. It was more like they already had the cups out, and it's more like, all right, we've moved here, 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 here. It's kind of a slower one and executed perfectly, where this is like, I'm getting on this, and tries to go a little bit faster. And I think in its ability to try and go a little bit fast and try and like misdirect you too many times, that it just takes a little bit longer and sometimes a little bit weirder of a windy way that it didn't need to necessarily. And mainly in regards to anything with kind of like the action scenes. I know that this was around it's a weird time point of the middle kind of road of Liam Neeson's whole kind of action stick that's still kind of going on. Where this is trying to kind of like balance that and be like, let's throw little action scenes in here, which I don't think we really needed them. It's like, all right, now with him and the hitman, sure. The kind of scuffle with the FBI agent, I think, could have just been thrown out, mainly because it was too confined of a space and made it too kind of janky to try and figure out what the fuck was going on with it. Whereas the other one was done in a deserted car, and just worked out in a better kind of way of how they were able to angle the camera and everything kind of going on and seeing what was going on. That one went on a little bit long too, but you still got an understanding of the fighting styles of what they were trying to do. The Hitman dude using whatever he could kind of use. Same kind of on Liam Neeson's character as well. But it was interesting to see Liam Neeson, Michael, try and figure out what was kind of going on, and especially them trying to engineer the scenario for him to act in the way they wanted to, and him bucking against that and saying, fuck you, and being like, all right, listen, I've fucked up by even getting into this situation to begin with, but he still would have been in that situation anyway, because somebody would have taken the money, and things would have spiraled, and he still would have needed to have gotten involved anyway, and tried to figure out what was happening as well. So, that's how it kind of works out. So, I would put this as a middle kind of neutral Liam Neeson one. If you're into Taken, this one probably wouldn't work as well for you because it's not as action heavy. And at least it wasn't like he was taken or his family members were taken. I mean, there's the illusion of it, of like, yeah, we got your family and we can do shit to them kind of shit, but it's not like following the complete Taken kind of copy and paste. It's at least a different kind of way of what was kind of going on. I don't think it reaches the heights of like Taken 1, but it's still a decent showing on everyone involved, and everybody acts well enough. Like, the content's not complete dog shit, so it doesn't hit them on that. And their acting is good of what's kind of going on with the whole kind of scenario. So those are my opinions on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.